All right, welcome to You Got Me Monologuing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who are none of the above.
Yeah. I was going to throw in something dumb.
Good strong start.
I was going to throw in something dumb, but I changed my mind real quick.
We appreciate you not throwing in dumb things.
Of course.
So, want to say, by the way, I'm Tony.
I'm Pasquale.
And I'm Joey.
And you'll notice
There's no Todd.
we got a blank spot right there.
Wouldn't he be over there for you?
He's right there for me.
Huh.
The people can see. Okay, Todd would be over there.
He was feeling very groggy.
Yeah, he apparently he didn't realize what day of the week it was.
I wish I had my glove so I could slap you with it as a challenge.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting for a store owner to not know the day of the week. But hey, if it works for you, go for it.
Well, it's not like he does anything at that store. He just
Hey. I'm standing up for you, Todd. I'm not. If you want to challenge Tony to a duel,
He reps merch. That's basically it.
Yeah, he will tell you firsthand that he doesn't do shit at that store anymore. He hasn't had to.
I mean, let's be honest. If I owned a store, and I'd want to do nothing.
He gives him a place to go play games at, so makes him happy.
Yep.
If it makes him happy, well, it can't be that bad.
Why can't I place this song?
I don't know, man.
It makes you... No, it sounds like something.
It is something.
What is it?
Sheryl
Something.
Crow.
Sheryl Crow, that's right.
I got to get my 90s Jarl in there. My wife's been making fun of me. She's like, why do you put a weird accent on it when you sing things? I'm like, well, what do you mean? She goes, you're always doing the her. I'm like, well,
but are you
that's the
doing
90s
that
Jarl.
like while you're singing Creed, or are you like doing that when you're singing like Nirvana and you shouldn't be doing that?
I do it whenever I feel the mood to Jarl.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes
Jarl.
it. Yes.
No?
Where is it?
I don't know. Check under the couch.
It was up there.
If you want to come down and make fun of your husband jarling,
She can't hear you anymore.
darn.
You know, sometimes a song just needs a good. Freezer, rest his head on a pillow made of concrete.
And Tony's opening up
Again.
for the cover band.
Yes.
This is how we know he's a theater kid. He can't stop singing.
I mean, bless him.
Anyway, how are you guys' weeks?
I love that he interrupts me to, say how was your. Shut up! This is my fucking show, kid.
That's around the point we're at.
Have you not understood the format of this? It is literally
You got me monologuing.
And we were currently monologuing about your dad's ability to just start riffing in a weird accent. I
was saying that I come by it very honestly because your grandfather, my father,
yes,
loves to break into a random song and make up his own lyrics, which I do as well.
But what is it like? Just stuff from like the 19th century, or are we talking like Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Yeah, he'll hit the 60s pretty good.
You ever hear this in person?
No.
No?
Wait, you mean his singing or?
No, your grandfather's singing.
No.
Papa, no. Pop doesn't do it as much anymore. But yeah, when I was growing up, it was nothing for him to. It's like I'm like, everything I say, you have a song for. He goes, yep.
I would love that if someone in my family would just like bust out. Like my mom would sing Italian music, but my grandfather really like. I would love to see have heard him just enjoy himself.
Come on,
There you go.
Or like sometimes if I get bored during work, I would just like sing songs under my breath.
There you go.
Like this past Monday, I sang a bunch of songs from Hamilton. Like
There
From
you go.
Hamilton? Oh,
yeah, like What Did I Miss?
Hamilton in the middle of mire.
Yorktown, What Did I Miss? Washington on Your Side.
Wow.
Yeah.
Battle of Yorktown, is that basically a way for people to tell you to stay out of my lane?
What?
I just because like it's very like volatile.
No, that's not. That's
We
just a
won,
really
we
good
won,
song.
we won, we won.
Yeah.
It's just a really good song. A lot of good lyrics.
You want to have some fun? That's what you start breaking into the heavy metal scat, doing a little corn in the line.
Yeah, no, I don't want to terrify my customers. I might actually get fired.
Why would that terrify them?
I don't know. I don't know. Why would my spouting of weird garbled gibberish freak people out?
I wonder why.
Who knows?
It's heavy metal scat.
Yeah. The normal person doesn't listen to heavy metal
They are.
scat.
I actually saw them.
I've seen them like 5 times. I've seen them so many times.
One of the only few contact highs I've ever gotten getting in a concert.
Oh, you never been to a Grateful Dead show. Give me one of those 312s.
312s it is.
312.
Also known as the area code for Chicago.
Downtown.
Also, how Yoda counts. 3, 1, 2.
And he makes a Star Wars joke, but it was a pretty good one.
Thank you.
I'll give it to him. I'll give him props. So tonight we were supposed to talk about Daredevil, but Todd chickened out.
Yeah, pretty much.
He just forgot the day of the week. Sometimes that kind of shit happens.
What we should do is like message him like on a Tuesday just as a prank and be like, "Yo, you're missing the podcast," just to really mess with him.
Hell yeah, man! I'm up for that.
That's funny. I think that's not a bad idea. I think maybe we will. So Pasquale, how was your week? Anything interesting?
No, I just been catching up. I went last night for the first time in 2.5 years to a movie theater.
Ooh,
What'd you go see?
I went to go see No Time to Die, featuring Daniel Craig's last outing as James Bond. I will say I enjoyed it.
Good.
It was weird being in a movie theater. I did the DLX screen over at the Marcus.
Yep.
The last time I went, it was funny enough. It was one of my favorite movie experiences. It was Blade Runner 2049, but the theater was empty.
Wait, huh?
At that time.
That's strange.
Which was interesting.
Wait, was it like a repeat showing?
Yeah, it was probably like when it first came out. It really didn't get a lot of theatrical.
You haven't gone since it was in its first theatrical run?
I haven't gone to the Marcus in ever.
It's gotta be like 20.
So like it was probably like maybe 6 months prior to the pandemic, plus the
2019,
pandemic.
I think.
Wow.
So yeah, but it was jam packed, which shocked me a little bit. Like I knew like assigned seats, so I bought. You know how you buy the ticket. So I knew there was people outside of me, but by the time every seat was filled.
Yeah. They've stopped doing the we're going to put a seat between you or 2 seats. It was for a while there. When they first reopened, they were putting 2 seats between. If I bought 4 tickets, there were 2 seats to my right, 2 seats to my left that were left open.
But now it's just like, hey, sit anywhere you want, and if you get sick, it's on you.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But it was $5 for the ticket, and they give you free popcorn. That's what I love about this Marcus.
Tuesday, that's a Marcus thing. Every Tuesday is
Tuesday Marcus.
But I have a question for you. Who do you guys think should play the next Bond?
Personally, I don't have a preference. I don't care. How about you? Have you guys seen the movie at all?
No, I have not.
Have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
Do you know about like the female 00?
I've heard about. I've heard about
Lupita
that.
Nyong'o, right?
Yeah. No. Is it Lupita? No, it's Lashana Lynch.
Ah. Okay.
Anyhow, it'd be interesting for them to go in a completely different direction and cast like someone like Idris Elba, which was a heavy rumor, but he turned them all down.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, and it's one of the things that this is going to sound bad because of how much geek we talk. I hate about fandom.
I don't care. Yeah.
No. Find someone, if I were going to cast this and all you know about are well known. If I hear Idris Elba it's like, if it's a British character, it's got to be Idris Elba. It's like I love Idris Elba.
Well, I've been watching Idris Elba since Luther, which a lot of people haven't. Like Idris Elba got
The Wire. Right here, baby.
The Wire too. But Luther is more British.
Sure.
The Wire is like an American phenomenon. Like not many people have actually seen Luther.
Sure.
And like to me, Bond. It's funny. So Daniel Craig was, I think, the first British Bond in a long time since George Lazenby. or am I? Since somebody else. So basically, Pierce Brosnan was Irish. Someone
Right.
was Welsh. Somebody else was Scottish.
Right.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So Daniel Craig was like the first.
I think Connery was Scottish.
Scottish.
Connery's Scottish.
Connery's Scottish. But Pierce Brosnan, I know, is Irish.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the whole point is, you want someone who's like known in Great Britain.
No, I don't. You know what I want?
Why?
I want them to find the next Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. They were complete and total unknowns when they were
No, I want
cast.
them known in Britain, but I don't want them known to the world.
They
You
don't,
let
need to
me
be,
finish.
they don't even need to be known in Britain. They need to, I mean, seriously, unless you were a hardcore Elizabethan, fanatic.
I want William Shakespeare.
Who was Patrick Stewart when he became Captain Picard? He had some roles. I mean, of course, he was in Dune. He was in.
Gosh, he was barely in Dune.
Right.
But it was the Royal Shakespearean Theater.
Right. But, well, you know what? I'm just realizing if this is complete. Let me turn this around. Hey, look at that. You might actually be able to hear me now.
Nah. The quality of
Look
the
at
show
that.
just went down.
Yeah, right.
But
Anyway, no. I mean, find a good actor who can pull it off.
I'm with you on
and
that.
And I swear, if it's got to be, even look at Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, one of the shining spots. He had a couple of roles prior to that.
Yeah.
He'd done Train Spotting, but that's not something you would ever thought to have associated with a young Obi-Wan when it hit,
Yeah.
right? I want people to start thinking more creatively and quit going.
that's why I don't like going fan casting
Right.
everything.
Which is the long way to say, I don't care as long as it's a good actor.
I know this kind of contradicts your point, but
He wants to give a can. Here we
honestly,
go.
I think it'd be interesting to see a sort of James Bond prequel where it actually is, follows younger Bonds, going through training or something, and it'd be cool.
That was the beginning of Casino Royale.
I think it'd be cool if they got Daniel Radcliffe for that, because he's British, but he's also a bit younger dude. Looks younger, sounds younger. I think it'd be interesting.
What's that movie with Daniel Radcliffe? I would recommend it to you.
Guns Akimbo?
I haven't seen that one yet, but it's the one where he's got a dead friend and he's imagines him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Swiss Army Man.
I was about to say, which Harry Potter movie was that?
Harry Potter and the Corpse.
Harry Potter and the what the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Guns Akimbo is Harry Potter and the Second Amendment.
There you go. Kid loves his Harry Potter.
Yeah, he does. Anyway.
My 8-year-old nephew actually came over and he made me proud. It was my fiance's birthday, and the family was over, and he comes over bringing Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Nice.
He brought a book to a family function,
Nice.
and that is such an Uncle Pasquale move.
Wait,
When I was a kid, all I would do was carry around a paperback book, or sometimes even a hardcover, to the most awkward family functions, and I would just sit there and read. And he did it, and I'm I was actually proud of him.
So
There you go.
Your nephew is 8 years old, and he's already reading the Order of the Phoenix. Mm-hmm. I gotta admit, that's impressive. That is
Yeah,
that is actually the longest book in the series.
Well, if he's read the first 4, what's he going to do? Stop reading?
Yeah, the way they're doing it is they're encouraging him to read, and he's not allowed to watch the movie until he's done with the book.
That's what he tried to do for me, but we eventually just gave up.
I did. He's read them eventually.
Yeah,
He's read them multiple times now.
Yes, I have,
So.
and I even read both. I even read Cursed Child, and I regret it.
Him and this crap, it's to prep for what we thought was going to be tonight's topic. I said, what we need to do? What we need to watch, Joe? He's what? I'm like, we need to watch Ben Affleck's Daredevil. It's like, oh God!
And you guys watched it?
Part of it. We were.
Did
watching.
you guys watch the director's cut?
Yes, that's what I have on disc.
Do you know if that is available streaming on HBO or anything like that?
Not sure now.
I'll have to check it out because I do. Okay, so my question to you in short summation, and you can elaborate if you like, is was it worth it? Wow, by that he sounds very. Tony sounds very conflicted.
2003 Daredevil was worth it.
I'm talking about if your father thought the 2003 Daredevil, starring Ben Affleck, director's cut, was worth a rewatch 17 years, 18 years later. I'm not saying it's got to hold up to the Daredevil Netflix series.
Oh, I'm not even saying that.
Oh yeah, nothing.
So
Nothing else Daredevil holds up to that.
So it's so unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so
Because
is the
Batman-
seesaw scene still in there?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Is the Evanescence song still in there?
Oh,
Yeah.
all the terrible music's still in there.
Okay, so
It's got the worst
why the
fucking
director's
soundtrack.
cut?
It adds a little bit to add a little bit more context to some shit, but there are
Okay.
still problems. There are things that are just so fucking weird in that movie.
I liked how the dollar bills, like where he folded it in
Oh,
certain
yeah,
ways
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff because he was blind. I thought that was interesting.
That was very interesting. There were a few things that were actually done well. I love the depiction of his radar sense.
Oh yeah,
I love that. But
In fact, I actually took inspiration for that from one of superheroes I'm creating. He's blind, but he gets around using echolocation.
Echo the Dolphin.
But there are so many weird things about that movie. The things that just I sit there and I go, well, that makes no sense. That's dumb. For example,
Yeah.
okay, well, the first big change, okay, and a lot of people complained at the time about, his dad, the boxer.
Yeah.
He's battling Jack Murdoch. Well, they changed it to Jack the Devil Murdoch.
Oh, just to toss in the devil in sooner.
Right. And then, instead of Maddie being blinded, we'll talk about this more in depth next week when we've got Todd available with us.
Yeah.
But this is a precursor. This is the director's cut. Pre-show.
Yeah. Pre-show. Anyway, so in the comic, Matt Murdock is blinded because there's an old man who's about to get run over by a truck, and he saves this guy.
Yeah. And isn't there like acid or something
there's
involved?
toxic waste. It was the 60s, the nuclear scare. Toxic waste falls off the back of a truck, barrel breaks open and blinds Maddie.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the movie, instead of, you establish Matt as a hero and a helper of the helpless, right? At a very young age. Well, in the movie, he catches his dad working for a mobster and is running away from his dad when all of a sudden he goes down the docks and then, oh no, a forklift is coming. Get out of the way. And it turns and it cuts open the can and it's his dad's fault that he's blind now all of a sudden. It's one of those things that
Well, I mean, it tosses a little bit of the Catholic guilt, but I get it. They tried to make the dad more integral to the plot.
right.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they sacrificed an essential. I've always said, for me, it's about character. An essential part of Maddie's character is the fact that he is the selfless hero. He does it to protect those who can't. He does it on the streets and he does it in the courts. And then there's some other there's a lot of other weirdness. I'm going to finish rewatching it.
Oh yeah, you finished it.
No, we started about 5:00 tonight and about 5:15. So
It's a shame that Twitch doesn't allow like streaming of because I wouldn't mind doing like
a watch along.
A watch along.
Yeah,
I would love
great.
to do that.
But one more thing I will add about the movie is I kind of love how just the idea that Matt Murdock is so mad at his job that he has to dress up as Daredevil just to actually get stuff done.
He made that joke when we were watching. I'm like, you realize that the law doesn't always work for people, and that's when Daredevil seeks justice outside of the courts.
I mean, yeah, but he had that dude dead. I don't know.
Yeah, in the comic books, he's actually a competent lawyer.
Well, he's a very competent lawyer.
Yeah.
The thing about that guy, Mr. Quesada, in that movie was simply the fact that he's got everybody in his pocket. He's a well-respected, I wouldn't have raped her. I'm a nice guy. I don't do that shit. Anything that happened between us was fucking consensual.
You're trying to cover it up,
right?
though,
but the thing is, when you're a well-respected person in the community, and I'll use real life examples. How it took until the fourth woman came forward for me to believe that Bill Cosby did anything wrong. When the first one comes out, I'm like, she ain't nothing but a gold digger. She's just trying to get her 15 minutes. That was a thing. And then it's the second one. It's like, well, she's just piling on. She sees a quick payday. And the third one rolls around, and I was like, wait a minute.
This guy ate too many Jell-O pudding cups. He shouldn't have.
And then the fourth one, it's like, all right, he's a fucking monster. I get it. All right.
He actually did the commencement speech at my graduation.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah, at NIU.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyway, but we will have an in-depth episode, and I'm going to give you some essential reading, or when you leave here tonight, I'll have you take something
homework.
home. Yeah,
You've got yours, I've got mine.
I should make Joey read it first, but I know he won't.
Yeah, probably not.
I know if I give you a book, you'll at least read it. You jerk.
Hey!
Juck and Burke.
Nice. Anyway, all right. So, yeah. And last night I had a bad stream.
Oh yeah, I saw you on stream. Were you painting?
Yeah. And I'm painting a Stormfang, and I was trying to correct some issues that I had with it, and I fucked it up more. And I'm just looking at this thing.
That's just the paint thing. Like, it's the thing. Sometimes you're chasing it. You know, that's what you were doing. You were chasing your mistakes.
I was well, yeah. I like to fix my mistakes. I chased it, no doubt. But in chasing it, I made things worse. And now I'm looking at this thing. I finally put it to the side. I'm like, I'm done.
Stormfang, what was that big thing? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, everything started off great because I got the basing done and it looks great, and the other one that I painted up looked great, and then I'm working on the Stormfang, and I'm the more I look at it, I'm like, well, I'm seeing more and more problems with it, which it's a big model, that happens. But as I went to try and fix them, I just made things worse, and now I seriously had a moment last night where I wanted to chuck it at the wall. But I'm like, okay, here's what we're doing. I'm putting this, and change
direction.
Absolutely. And then I talked to the guys from Dragonfall about what we're going to be doing up at Dragonfall, and they're very grateful for what I am providing. So that's awesome. They're like, hey, whatever you can give us for the awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's good there.
Yeah, I was painting my Armada stuff yesterday.
Nice.
And I guess I'm just so frustrated because I'm looking at the scale. I'm trying to do something different that is not. I know the typical way of painting models. I know enough. You prime them, you put your base coat on, then you put your colors in, and then you wash it. Theoretically, at that scale, obviously, not the decals or none of that. These things are tiny. But I'm going. You know what? I wanted to play with the airbrush.
Sure.
And at that tiny ass scale. And I was interested in gradients, and stuff. So
absolutely.
I thought, I'm gonna do like an exhaust thing on the thing here. I'll do the colors over here, and then you know what? I'm not gonna wash it because one of the things that I really noticed at that tiny ass scale is the wash is almost too dark.
Yes.
And it dilutes the colors.
Yes.
A little bit. So I am not gonna do the wash.
So here's what I'm gonna recommend. Which ships in particular were you working on?
I was working on the B-19. I forgot what it's actually called. It's the Republic one, and I was also it was the Delta, and I also have a few arcs. So it's the Republic faction.
Oh, the squadrons.
I'm looking at the squadrons.
Yeah, no, don't watch the squadron.
That's what I'm. So here's the thing. I've seen people, and specifically Atomic Mass Games, painted the Ghost,
sure,
for instance, on stream, and he did the same thing. He did the weird hinky thing I told you about with the oil base and the water base, which I understand why he did it, but not really my cup of tea. But I could see where the wash would help on that because that's more of a medium-sized squadron model, whereas these ships are I'm almost afraid to even just put pure black in for the cockpit.
So one of the things that I'll recommend that if you want to try, because the thing is, especially at that size, you need some contrast in order to make things pop. And we're boring the shit out of Joey right now. He is just staring off there.
I'm trying to put him asleep.
Yeah.
But I actually, I'm legit wanting to do a painting stream with you one night. where I'll just bring some stuff over. Like I'm waiting for after your Dragon Ball shit's done.
The both of you.
Dragon Ball shit is done now.
The both of you will not fit in that office.
Yeah, we'd have to
No.
figure something else
That's
out.
what I'm saying. Just like on here, we're just talking about how to do things.
Oh yeah, but enamel washes. Enamel washes are thinner. I've got a dark gray instead of a black.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Right. I've
Not
got-
overly contrasting.
Exactly, but you need something. You need something on those things to give it a little bit of.
I'll send you
interest.
some pics when I'm getting to the point where like I'm done with the paint.
Sure.
But the washes should go on over after I'm done with the cockpit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Okay.
Anyway, so
We're transitioning, right? I want to be clear.
We're done. We're wrapping it up, folks. Have a good night. See ya.
So,
you've had us monologuing. Thank you very much. I'm Tony.
oh god.
We're just giving it.
So tonight's
We're icing them out.
Tonight's topic is one I've actually wanted to talk about for a while since we.
Since I was a baby.
So, for long-time listeners, you'll probably remember back a while back, my dad Todd and I did an episode on Avatar: The Last Airbender. Tonight, we're discussing its sequel series, The Legend of Korra, and I like this. I like the series. What about you guys?
I liked it too. End of episode.
You're gonna keep doing that, aren't you?
Yes. Okay. And in full disclosure, yes, I loved the series.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
I like the steampunk-esque materials.
Yeah.
Of it, and I think the creative team behind Avatar really hit it stride. They
Yeah.
tried to do something different, and the fun aspect of it was the shift to a more urban worldview.
And I do love how the show actually got more mature, like, even right at the start. I mean...
Here's a question for you. How old was Aang supposed to be in Avatar, and how old is Korra supposed to be in...
Well...
Aang was 12, if I remember correctly.
112, technically, but yeah.
Oh, yes.
But I believe Korra was supposed to be, like, late teens, maybe,
Okay.
like, early 20s tops. And I do love how the show was able to tackle some more bigger stuff, like classism, I guess, or, like...
Mm-hmm.
And
There was a little bit of that, yep.
it even got pretty dark. Like, when was the last time you saw a murder-suicide in an animated kids show?
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman: The Long Halloween.
Oh, yes.
Who said that was for kids?
It's a cartoon.
Animation is not just
okay.
for kids, folks.
Yeah, but
And don't get me started on tentacle porn.
What, Squid Game?
That's a great...
okay,
I like it.
Have you watched that yet?
I haven't. It's on my list. I'm doing a week trial of Paramount Plus to watch Discovery. So as soon as I get through that, I'll go back.
And Picard. Gotta
Oh,
go.
I've already watched Picard while it was on. When it was airing originally. Because it was...
Wait, it was on Paramount, though. How'd you watch it if you don't have
It was on the
Paramount?
free version. They changed the streaming service over the years. So Paramount Plus... Paramount... you know, I wish I was doing this on purpose, but this is hilarious. Like, so we... As you guys know, no one's listening. The show is called You Got Us Monologuing. So we did a transition segue there, and now we can segue back. But anyhow,
We circle all the way around.
exactly.
So it's
We bring it. The circle is complete. That's exactly it. When I left you, I was but the learner, but now I am the master.
Only a
Bader.
master of evil, Dot.
Sorry, what do you just?
No,
dying to get off your chest?
just the master of baiting, Darth.
Go away,
My God, man!
go away! I'm baiting.
Baiting.
Anakin was baiting in the other room. Don't you mean masturbating? No, he's not a master, so it's just... Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard that one. That was pretty good.
That was good.
Thank you.
Props.
There you go.
All right. Anyway,
More of that, less of this.
no.
So,
So Joey made me watch. I found that the first season.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get through the first season of
honestly,
that.
I do want to
Too much world
approach...
building, or like too much.
I do want to approach this season
I
by
don't
season
know.
because each one is pretty different in quality and like content and stuff.
I don't know what it was about the first season, but it was, as I got further into it, I'd watch 4 episodes a night, 5 episodes a night, and burn through the season. And then, but for some reason, whatever reason, the first season, it's like, I'm going to take a break for like 6 weeks.
The first season was like her uncle, right?
First season was her trying to learn airbending, actually.
Yeah, but
I
it
think
was...
in season 2.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I remember one of the bad guys being like her father's brother.
Yeah, that was season 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unalaq. The worst villain in the series. But anyway,
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but
all right, we'll get into that later. But back to season 1. The thing I love most about the season 1 was easily the villain, Amon. I mean,
that's right.
The guy who could take the bending away.
Oh no,
bending away.
He blocked the bending.
Yes,
but it turned out he was a bender, right?
Yeah, water bender. But my God, just a combination of like an awesome design and the voice work of Steve Bloom, who also voiced Zeb in Rebels.
Yep.
My God, this dude was intimidating and badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always expect one of you guys to start talking whenever I finish a sentence. Like that.
We're icing you out there, buddy.
Yeah, and I also loved the secondary villain Tarlok. D. Bradley Baker voiced
also
him,
known as every freaking clone in Star Wars.
right.
Yep, and all the animals.
Does he get paid per clone?
Yes.
Only if he's lucky.
Do you think they shop for D. Bradley Baker at Costco?
But fun fact, D. Bradley Baker also voiced all the animals across both shows, like Avatar and Legend of Korra.
Yeah, isn't it also hilarious how, like, with all of Skywalker sound and computer sound effects, that stuff like Dave Filoni voicing Chopper and, what?
John Ralphio voicing
Who else am I
BB-8.
also thinking of? Alan Tudyk when he voices Hey Hey and, like, Moana and stuff. just the fact that, like, they get high-profile voice actors, and I'm not saying they don't need them, but they really don't need them.
Right.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, not really.
they're enjoyable, but like really, a computer could synthesize those sounds. But it's also funnier that there's somebody in a voice acting booth going, "Hey, hey."
Yeah. Or just screaming their ass off.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
That was my Chopper. It was terrible.
Let's see. What'd you guys think of the like whole first half with like the whole pro bending plot line?
That was actually my favorite part.
That was pretty interesting.
I really liked it.
And the thing is, I didn't hate the first season, but something about it dragged toward the middle of it where it didn't engage me as much.
It meandered.
I think I might know what
that.
I think I might know what it might have been for you.
Okay.
Was it the love triangle?
No.
Oh.
How many episodes was the first season?
12. And
I feel like it
12,
probably
14,
had about
13.
6 or 7 episodes of plot and another 6 episodes of world building.
Yeah. I mean, that may have been it. Oh, and Mako. Who did the voice of Mako? Do you know?
No.
Do you remember?
Wait, are you talking?
Wait.
Are you talking about Mako, the voice actor?
Yeah.
Who replaced him?
No.
No, the character Mako from Legend of Korra. The dude, the firebender with the red scarf.
Oh,
yeah,
that was probably named to give an homage to Mako himself.
That
is that what you're talking about?
That is actually why they did it, because
Joey, learn to stop. Let him finish his thought before you spit it out.
So, who did the voice actor of Mako or Mako?
I have no idea.
David Faustino.
Oh,
who?
Why do I know that freaking name, David Faustino?
Also known as Bud Bundy from Married with Children.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow, he actually had another role. It's funny, Christina Applegate.
All the other 3 have had fantastic careers.
Katie Seagal, like, she went on to do everything, like not only from Farscape to what's the
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
She's done a million things. Ed O'Neill went on to have another 10-season run on a sitcom.
Yeah. I mean, he also did Little Giants.
He did Little Giants.
And
but David Faustino, pops up. David Faustino pops up in movies to make fun of himself and his career. It's like him,
like Robot Chicken, basically.
Yeah, it's like him and Seth Green and Pauly Shore. Showing up on Entourage.
The 90s comedy route. But Seth Green actually went and he built up Robot Chicken. So like that guy had money coming out the ass.
Well, he was acting since he was 10 years old as well. So, and according to this, Korra is 17 at the beginning of the series.
Oh, okay.
That sounds about right. But one voice talent I will always love in this show, J.K. Simmons as Tenzin.
Oh, J.K. Simmons.
God,
And-
he was amazing for that.
Okay,
role.
what Amazon Prime series did J.K. Simmons contribute to? This is for you, not for Tony.
I don't know. I don't
Okay, I'm
follow-
gonna give you a hint. Okay, J.K.
Oh wait, right. It was Invincible. He was Omni.
You're
I was about
yelling.
to.
All right, Joey, you're yelling into the mic. The microphones are sensitive, and you're hurting my ears.
Right. Sorry.
like whisper.
He doesn't have to
I know.
whisper.
But
okay.
yeah, I loved his
J.K. Simmons, yep.
I loved his delivery on several lines, combined with with how zany they can make the animation sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, with the "Don't bring my mother into this" line.
Mindy
was
Sterling was
amazing.
Lin Beifong as well.
Oh,
And
I did like the Beifong arcs on Legend of Korra.
yeah, those were great. And I mentioned this a few times in the past, but the voice actress they got for Asami also played Princess Yue in the live-action Last Airbender movie.
Seychelles Gabriel.
Yeah.
Wait,
then
so
the-
you're the one person who watched that?
He watched a part of it, but he quit after the rock. Once they got to the Airbender camp scene.
it was terrible.
Yeah, it was. You should have heeded my warning.
You're yelling into the microphone again.
Sorry.
I get you're trying to be expressive, but when you get expressive, you yell into the mic.
Right. Sorry.
Thank you.
And
What if you stand 10 feet away?
Maybe that'll help. Oh, wow. The first season's recurring cast included Katara was Eva Marie Saint.
Ooh, yeah.
Amon's lieutenant was Lance Henriksen.
Oh,
crap.
nice.
how did I never catch that?
Hiroshi
Alien.
Sato was Daniel Day Kim from Lost.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And Yakone. Do you?
Oh, Yacone.
Yakone.
Clancy Brown.
There you go.
Clancy Brown is everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the
Savage-
Kurgan.
Savage Opress, Surtur, Mr. Krabs. This dude's done a bunch.
Yeah.
Yep, and what's the name? I can't remember the name of the character of the Deveronian from The Mandalorian, but that was Clancy.
Yep.
That was.
That was cool.
And of course he was the Kurgan.
The Kurgan!
I don't know.
I don't know why I said it with the Scottish accent, because the Kurgan wasn't Scottish.
No,
it was
but
more
the-
like, the Kurgan.
But the Highlander was.
Are you sure he was an Egyptian? I'm just kidding.
He might
Also-
well, you had a Scotsman playing a Spaniard in that movie, so
I mean, that's awesome.
What do you think of Aang's
I
grave?
was born on the base of Mount Tipitago in Spain.
You know what? I'm gonna drunk watch Highlander 2 one day.
Oh,
Um,
you know what? I could give it another shot, but I mean the okay. So Highlander, and it's a movie that
Michael
actually,
Ironside's
there
in
can
it.
be
Yeah.
only
That should be
one.
enough.
yes, but you need to watch the movie.
Highlander
know.
is a very realistic movie that takes place in the past in the Highlands of Scotland.
Okay, that actually sounds interesting.
So yeah, until you find out that the Spaniard who's training him is played by Sean Connery. It's like
They
how?
got a Scottish dude to play a Spaniard in Scotland.
Yes,
That
Yes.
is the weirdest shit.
Of course.
but the second movie is awful, just awful. It kind of erases everything that made the first one special in the first place.
I how many times another future podcast idea is the Highlander franchise, because I legitimately want someone smarter than me to tell me how the hell you went from the Highlander TV series back to Endgame and tried to reconcile the entire franchise, and it was still terrible.
Well, because he was trying to do too much. They just were.
Yeah.
Okay, so the book 2 recurring cast.
Yeah, but actually, before we touch on season
Okay,
2,
sure.
what do you think of Aang's grandkids?
I love the obviously the role that was played by J.K. Simmons as the grumpy kid.
No, he's talking the grandkids. The snot bubble blower.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not his son.
I feel like they got better as the show went along, but in season 2, I wasn't a fan. Like, especially Mila with all the fart bending.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a fart bender?
No, if anything, I actually want to be an earthbender. What?
Well, I will say the one thing that was interesting about the bending was, so in Avatar, it was water, fire, air, earth.
Water,
air.
fire, earth, and air, yeah.
But like here, there were subsets of it. Like they discovered obviously throughout like the metal bending,
The metal
blood
bending, yeah.
And they like made an entire metal bending police force, and later we find out a metal bending city.
Yep. But if you really go dig deep, and this is why it's a show for kids, mind you. Okay, Earth contains water. Like all the elements are actually intermixed
Yeah,
in
but
reality, which is why again kind of gives like credence to like why waterbenders can do so many things with the Earth that like Earthbenders can do something differently. But anyhow, the show's still amazing. I'm just trying not to think too hard.
yeah, world building is great and stuff, but like, yeah, let's go to season 2 now. I did not like this season.
Well,
It
John Michael
felt-
Higgins is actually in it.
It felt kind of like fan fiction, I'd say. Like,
But how do you say that knowing it's the same writing staff and
well, I will give them a pass. I will give season 2 a pass for being
look who's in it, James
kind of
Remar.
bad.
Mm-hmm. I was going to talk about that too.
I will give season 2 a pass for being kind of bad because it wasn't actually initially planned. Season Legend of Korra.
I mean, the 4 books were not planned.
So yeah,
actually no. Season 1 was originally supposed to be just a standalone miniseries, but it did so well that
Right.
Nickelodeon was like, "Okay, make another," and they were just like,
So,
yeah,
"What?"
all right. So yeah, I mean, there's an article here that I'm reviewing as we go through this to refresh my memory. It was actually originally they wanted it to be an animated movie. That's all they wanted.
Oh,
And then
it's kind of like a little nod to the Avatar fans. It's like, hey, look, we can make stuff in this. I could see that. You know what? That the world building makes sense in that response.
So yeah, initially, and then it was a 12-episode miniseries. Let's see here. The series expanded further. That's okay.
Yeah.
The Legend of Korra was conceived as a 12-episode miniseries. Nickelodeon declined the creators' pitch for an Avatar: The Last Airbender follow-up animated movie based on what then became the 3-part comics The Promised Search and the Rift.
nah.
Choosing instead to expand Korra to 26 episodes. So they wanted to do one full season, what would have been a full television season of Korra. But originally it was going to be a 12-episode miniseries, so I was wrong about that. I misread that.
Yeah.
The episodes are grouped into, the series was expanded further in July of 2012. So yeah, after the first season finished, Nickelodeon came and said, "Hey, this is doing great. Can we get some more?"
Did SpongeBob order the series?
He must have. Episodes are grouped into 4 different seasons, composed of 12 to 14 episodes, with each season telling a standalone story. Beginning with episode 9 of season 3, new episodes were first distributed through the internet rather than broadcast.
Not to the interwebs?
The
A
interwebs.
series of tubes?
But yeah.
So the second season revolved around Korra's brother, Korra's uncle, trying to wrest power for himself,
yeah,
by reopening the spirit portal.
and starting a civil war between the northern and southern water tribes.
Correct.
Sounds like every Italian
Where
family
it-
function. North and Southern Italy, eat this.
But where it really felt like fan fiction-y, but not like the good fan fiction, is when
There's good fan fiction?
There's no such thing.
I mean, I'm sure there's got to be some, otherwise
You know
people
what
would
they
still
call-
be making it.
You know what good fan fiction's called? The
What?
actual TV series.
But
If it's good enough, they
it's
actually
the
make it.
dark Avatar thing that threw me. Like, that
But
just-
why was that the thing?
In order to have light, you have to have darkness. I mean, it's the light and the dark. It's the balance and the force.
I learned that in the Never-Ending Story.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
Did you watch the Never-Ending Story?
Yes,
I
he
know.
showed it to me
I know he showed it
like
to you.
recently.
I
in
think-
quarantine. That reason.
I think we should watch the music video. for
The
it.
Never-Ending Story.
I never knew it was a guy that was singing it. Lamu, I believe his name is.
What? Lamal, right?
Lamal.
Yeah,
yes.
from-
I always think it was Lamoule or something like that.
No, it's Lamal from. And what was the name of his band?
Oh, gosh. I know
Okay,
this.
I'm gonna get off at 80s trivia, so relax there a second, kid.
Okay.
What is it?
They were the one-hit wonders,
Not the Oneaters?
not the Oneaters, who produced the song "You're Too Shy Shy Hush Hush
Kajagoogoo. Kajagoogoo.
Kajagoogoo. Yes, that is a band's name.
But
from
his
the
hair
80s.
looks like he belongs to
Okay.
a flock of seagulls.
No, it was just blonde and spiky. His hair reminded me of David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
The Goblin King.
You know what, though? That might have been actually...
Could have been the inspiration.
purposeful.
Yeah. Anyway, so getting back to season 2, because I know you can't stand it when we digress.
Yeah. And
You
it's mainly
are
just 'cause-
so your mother's son.
It's mainly just because you guys keep digressing into things I have no
We're gonna-
knowledge on.
Well, get smart. Learn about new stuff.
I am smart. I'm just not that kind of smart.
Get wise. That's what it should be.
That takes time, man. Time I do not have.
I'm going
right
to
now.
duct tape you to the chair one day, and the entire conversation is just going to be the telephone game of digressions.
We're gonna tape open your eyelids. We're gonna go.
Oh,
all,
we're going Clockwork Orange with
You
this.
go-
Okay.
There you go. See, I like that reference. So with Clockwork Orange, now we can go into, other movies.
we can do some more Kubrick. We'll do a little bit of.
I haven't even seen Clockwork Orange. I just know that's in it.
But hey, bonus points for that.
Yeah, we could do the island. That's another one where they. Anyway, so back to season. All right, so the recurring cast, it's actually a pretty interesting recurring cast for that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Lisa Edelstein,
From House, she played Cuddy.
I'm guessing she played Kaya in the show.
she did.
Yeah.
And she went. And one of my favorite roles. Have you ever seen the movie Keeping the Faith? It's Edward Norton and
Yes,
Ben
with
Stiller.
the rabbi and the priest.
So
I always thought that was kind of interesting.
it was a great.
I didn't know that was her.
Yeah. Well, no. She's the one in that movie. She's the one that punch me in the stomach. Go ahead, punch me as hard as you can. It's one of those. It's one of those roles. My wife and I saw that for the first time like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's just one of those funny things. It just catches you
sticks
off
with you,
guard.
yeah.
So but she's done a ton of other stuff since that.
Oh,
time. Aubrey Plaza is.
Eska.
There you go.
And she's got a twin, Desna. My God, those two are freaky and hilarious.
Let's see.
Henry Rollins is in this.
Yeah, he's in. Well, you're
wait,
jumping
who-
ahead. Relax there, guys.
Oh, I'm
played-
sorry, I didn't know it was
Who played Boomy?
Boomy is Richard Reel. Let's see if we. He's an American character actor who played Walt Flannery on Grounded for Life and the Warden on The Young and the Restless. He was in Glory, The Fugitive, Casino, and Lethal Weapon 4.
I mean, that's the
They
one
made
with Jet
for
Li in
Lethal
it.
Weapons.
Yes,
Dear God.
they needed to stop it too, but that's all right. 4 was the one with Jet Li, so
Or
that
it was
wasn't-
Jet Li. It was interesting,
Yeah.
but you could tell they were over the hill, and
Yep.
it was not as gritty as the first two.
Right.
Um,
And then Juan. Do you know who played Juan?
You mean Wan Chi Tong, he who knows 10,000 things?
Sure.
I know. I don't remember.
Stephen Yuan.
Oh, Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead.
Yep. Stephen
Nice.
Yun, I guess.
Yeun.
Yun.
Oh, wait, Wan. That would be Avatar Wan, actually. Oh, that's cool.
Okay. That is. The season also explains the Avatar mythos with the first Avatar Juan.
Yeah.
See, that's the cool part.
I agree with that.
You read it's like fan fiction, but the whole history of the Avatar, because in the original series, it was all about when you go in the Avatar state, you're basically getting all the knowledge. It's so you know how the Force is basically you're talking you're connected to the living cosmos, basically.
Yeah.
The Avatar state to me feels a little more personable because you're being connected to previous avatars, and you're basically. It's like the Highlander. You're getting all these people who have fought and stuff, and then just become one.
But I will counter that with the season, especially the Avatar 1 story, does kind of break the lore a little bit with people constantly getting their powers from the bending from the lion turtles. When in Avatar, it's established that people learn bending from the bending masters. Firebenders was the dragons. Waterbenders was the moon, airbenders, sky bison, and earthbenders were the badger moles. Hell,
But they're
even-
gifted it by the turtles. They're gifted the ability, but they have to learn how to harness it. You
Yeah.
can look at it that way too.
Except in an episode of
From a certain point of view.
In an episode of Avatar, they literally say "Hey, this cave was formed by the first ever Earthbenders who learned directly from the badger moles."
Yes. Okay, so they learned from the badger moles, but they were gifted the ability to do so, to have something to learn by the lion turtles. So there you go. It's you take things
wave of the hand by
right.
the writers.
You get the thing is, Joe. It's the story is going to constantly evolve. Okay, just like our knowledge of our universe and our science constantly evolves. It's the thing. Science is wrong. Science is wrong a lot.
Science is supposed to be wrong all the time.
Right, because as we learn more and more, as our understanding expands, as it grows, we better understand what we didn't understand then. At one point, we thought the atom was the smallest form of matter. We know that we now know it's comprised of other smaller bits of matter.
Yeah.
But does that mean we were wrong then? Well, that was the best of our understanding. So look at it like that. 70 years passed between The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Things can change. Right. Understandings can change between those times. So don't get too hung up on that.
Okay.
All right, so as we get into season 3 was really fun because that was the escape of the lunatics.
That introduced some really interesting concepts. Like, if you told me, if I knew nothing about Legend of Korra and I was just watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you told me that we would eventually get an airbender villain, I would have called bullshit. My God, are all the villains... Do all the villains have interesting concepts?
And that Zahir is the big bad.
Yeah.
And he is voiced by the one and only Henry
Rollins.
fucking
Black
Rollins.
Flag.
That actually reminds me of something I wanted to mention a second ago.
He was also the doctor in Johnny Mnemonic.
There was a bit of casting for season 2 for a cameo. Jason Isaacs. Do you remember who he played?
The Captain Lorca on Star Trek Discovery?
What? No.
Yep.
I mean, sure, but not what I meant.
I'm just fucking with you, but yes.
I do not know.
Also Lucius Malfoy?
Admiral Zhao in that brief cameo in the Soul Prison.
Wow, you talking
cameo.
to me, you just went from Jason Isaacs and did not go straight to Harry Potter?
Or the Grand Inquisitor.
Or the Grand Inquisitor? Who are you? You're an imposter.
I'm staying on topic, man.
Wow. Admiral Zhao, sorry.
Yeah, he was like the main antagonist of season 1. The one he was even hounding Zuko. Like
he stayed in universe.
He led the siege on the north, but then he just got captured by spirits. And honestly, it was a clever little cameo seeing him again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Jason Isaacs was Lucius Malfoy.
Yes, I know this.
Let's see, what else has he done? He's done a million things.
He's done a lot of things.
Actually,
wow.
Cool casting fact.
Highlander TV series, nonetheless.
Yep.
Cool casting fact for season 3 of Legend of Korra. The armless waterbender Ming Hua is voiced by Grey Delisle, who also voiced Azula in the original series.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zuko, the elder Zuko, is voiced by Bruce Davidson.
Oh.
Bruce Davidson. Nice.
Davison.
And actually something else.
He was Captain Pike in... right?
No.
Maybe I'm hearing it wrong.
Bruce Davison. Davison.
A semi-recurring character in Legend of Korra. General...
Oh, you mean the X-Men guy?
Yes, I do mean that. Joey, stop. Settle down and learn how to have a conversation.
I thought you guys were done. I am genuinely sorry.
It's okay.
It's all good.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to help you here. This is not just a show about recitation of fact. We do diverge.
No, and I also want to talk opinions and stuff, but you guys also just keep going on other stuff. Yeah, I know. It's
calm down.
It's supposed to be like a flowing
conversation.
Who did
Bruce Davison play?
What?
Who was Bruce Davison in season 3?
Bruce Davison in season 3.
I'm guessing Gazan.
No.
Damn it.
Zuko.
Oh, nice.
So older Zuko was voiced by Bruce Davison, who was Senator Kelly in the first X-Men movie.
He was actually in X-Men 2, apparently credited as it.
That's because Mystique was still disguised as him.
There you go.
There you go. See, that's what we need.
That's what we're trying to do here.
And a recurring character in Legend of Korra, semi-recurring, I guess. General Iroh, you know who voiced him? It's pretty obvious. Based
Is
on
it the
if
same
you
guy
listen.
that took over from
Who
Nico?
who voiced General Iroh?
It was Dante Bosco, aka
Dante
the dude,
Bosco, yes.
aka the dude who played Zuko in the first series.
AKA the guy that played opposite Robin Williams in Hook.
He didn't even blink his eye when I said.
Yeah, I know. I was in the back of my head. I was screaming at you.
Well, okay, now, what's the name? I expect you to do the full chant. What's the name of Dante Bosco's character in Hook?
Rufio.
Rufio. Rufio.
I haven't seen the movie.
The younger Spielberg ouvroir is wasted on the poor kid.
Hook isn't his best work.
It's not his best, but it's fun.
Sure.
I'd rather watch Hook 10 times than watch Lincoln more than twice.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But Lincoln is objectively the better work.
I think I
Sure.
might have watched a bit of Spielberg's Lincoln, like in history class or something.
Probably, like,
I don't know.
that
was
kind
years
of
ago.
movie is like that, and obviously, oh god, why can't Schindler's List are probably going to be watched in schools, but Hook will not be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow, Dante Bosco actually made a independent movie about him, starring him and his actual 4 Filipino brothers that he has. He's actually a pretty good director nowadays.
Yeah, and you know what? I believe that. Let's see. Season three.
So yeah, season 3. Season 3, I think, was probably my favorite of all.
Oh,
of
Is
them.
hell
it
yeah.
with the three? It's the 3 people escape.
the 4
once they-
people, yeah.
The 4 people.
Yeah, Zahir, Gazan, a freaking lava bender. That's awesome.
Yep.
Minghua.
The armless water bender, and Pali, the combustion bender, who is also in love with Zahir.
So isn't it kind of funny, like the lava bender, the combustion bender, and stuff? They're both fire benders, but now they're like,
Well, actually, Gazan's an earthbender.
oh, there you go.
Yeah, and people are kind of mad, like, how can he do that? That's combining earthbending and firebending. But if you think about it, it's the same way waterbenders can spontaneously turn water into ice.
Yeah.
Like,
Because the air to make the water cold is what I think he's
okay.
getting at.
kinda. Yeah. Well, honestly, I was just thinking, like, hey, if waterbenders can do this, then earthbenders can do this. Chill.
Well, this is what, like, my theory is. If they did a 3rd series in this universe, they would do some sort of, like, grand thing where, like, yes, there's specialized bending, but, like, the whole world is connected and there's symbiosis between benders or something shit like that.
That would be interesting, I guess.
Well, the Avatar is the symbiosis between the benders. I mean,
Well,
that's the thing.
exactly, but it's all connected is all I'm trying to say.
It would be interesting, though, to see. You know, what I think would be interesting is to see an Avatar, do an Avatar series for an Avatar who knows every form of bending, blood bending, combustion bending, metal bending. They learn every sub-discipline of every single one,
That would be freaky, not gonna lie.
and then they go crazy.
It turns into a horror movie.
Hey, I know you're the Avatar and all, but maybe chill out, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. How awesome would a series like that be? It's this slow, it's the story of absolute power corrupting absolutely.
Uh-huh.
So as they're learning more and more,
I was thinking something
the
more along the lines of
power
like.
goes
And it
like
would be-
this,
Yeah.
and they're crazy go like this.
I think
And
that's
it-
called Dragon Ball Z.
And it would actually be interesting to see how that Avatar's Team Avatar would react to that, because like either they would end up fighting him or working with him, and it could be complex either way.
Well, you know,
That could be
I already
fun.
know the finale. The finale is whoever's got to channel the other avatars that previously came in to gang up on that guy. That's the only way to beat him.
Except Legend of Korra Season 2 established that the Avatar cycle is sort of broken, and the Avatar can no longer commune with their past lives.
But you called it fan fiction.
No. You.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
you know what, Zach?
Joey, see that's the wonderful thing about being, if you were in control, you can write a legitimate reason how they connect back, and maybe this is the story that connects the benders to avatars as opposed to the avatar only being able to connect to them, or you come up with something that you don't have to be as rigid as you're thinking, because You're writing it.
Yep.
And you know what? Actually, the writers did give some sort of reason. Like, now Korra's starting like this book, this sort of training manual for future avatars that they can add on to. Kind of like that Jedi Path book I've got upstairs.
Right, and you have this new bender, this new avatar.
We'll just call him Mike.
All right, we
Mike?
have Mike.
We'll workshop the name.
Absolutely.
Why not? Why?
Maybe he's got a cousin named Mike.
There we go. You have Mike tap into that knowledge again. Maybe he rediscovers the avatars.
Honestly,
Who knows?
that'd be interesting, and I do kind of hope that happens because, like, honestly, it's mainly the reason that they did it. I think is kind of dumb because apparently the creators stated they wanted to separate Korra from the past lives because, like, Aang relied on the past avatars too much.
Creating
Which
conflict.
I call bullcrap. Like, he didn't really rely on them too much. They were mainly like there for exposition, I guess, especially Roku.
Yeah, but who's the one that directly preceded him?
Directly preceded Roku.
No, Aang. Ong.
Directly precede that would be Roku.
Was it?
Yeah, it goes.
I think so.
It was
Okay.
Aang, then before him Roku, before him Kyoshi, then
Oh, it's Kyoshi I was
Kyo-
thinking of.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
When he goes to
So
the
yeah,
warrior
I
women
mean,
tribe.
yeah, I mean, there was a lot. Yeah, it was exposition, but they used him a lot, and maybe you use it as to cripple the avatar. Maybe that's why they did it. You got to create conflict somehow. You don't have to call bullshit on everything.
Well, it also means we only saw Aang like in the series once.
You know what my
that
favorite
sucks.
exposition is? It's Basil exposition from the Austin Powers movies.
That's my mother.
Oh, but season 3 I feel is easily the darkest in the show.
It is.
Like,
It really was.
Is
Oh
the
my
four characters that
God.
escape, are they also in season 4? Is it here?
oh no. Well, I mean,
I haven't watched it in a while. so-
Zahir, it does make an appearance in season 4, but everyone else in the Red Lotus just dies.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Like,
That's
Ming
right.
Hua gets electrocuted by Mako, Gazan gets killed by lava, and Puli gets killed by, like, right as she's about to shoot an explosion, her head gets encased in metal
That
armor.
I remember.
And it just...
Her head explodes.
And
So then,
also, it's extremely. They tried to poison Korra with mercury. That is
Oh, that's right.
the most
Wasn't
fucked
she
up
in, like, a
part.
wheelchair at some point?
Yeah, actually, just the whole experience put her in a wheelchair at the end of the season. It was
Yeah.
nuts.
Right,
I
and
don't know
then-
why I'm thinking that it was season 4.
well, because season 4 picks up 2 years later, or
3 years, I
a
think.
couple of years later, and she still hasn't fully recovered. That's why.
Okay.
But also,
She's
sorry, go on.
she's recovering. She's still trying to relearn how to bend,
Okay.
and she's kind of doing things in secret to try and retrain herself. Go ahead, Joe.
And I actually do want to bring up something else about the show that I felt got better as the season, and that as the show went on, and that's interconnecting the seasons. Because, like, since season 2 wasn't originally planned, they didn't have a way to segue into it. Like, it was just like, hey, the events of season 1 happened. Now directly into... Now we just...
Sure. Well,
into
I
season
mean,
2, but, like, with all the seasons past that, events from previous seasons directly impacts them. Like, Harmonic Convergence brought the Airbenders back, and
yeah. Well, I mean,
Red
that's the
Lotus
thing. You're
fucked
able
up
to.
Korra.
When you're able to plan multiple seasons, you're able to plan that they'll lead one into the next, and
Yeah,
and have
That's
those
the problem
threads.
a lot of shows don't, and they always end up, like, resolving the conflict of the season.
Well,
I mean,
but that's kind of out of necessity for most shows because
you never know if it's going to get canceled.
exactly. I mean, you don't want to end up with what was the show that Sheldon was complaining about? Alphas that got canceled on
Yeah.
Sci-Fi, ended on a cliffhanger and got canceled after that
yeah.
season.
no, I mean, I prefer shows knowing, like, 6 episodes out before if they're canceled or not, but
Yeah,
I know that's
like-
not possible.
But yeah, I mean the money's the money. Sometimes they get canceled mid-season. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. So yeah, I mean, if they're not planning, you don't want to leave it open ended for the fans because then they.
I mean, it
get
can also
mad
be
at you.
Firefly and air 3 episodes out of order and then cancel it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But then you get to have a movie to explain everything.
Yep.
All right, so then you take season three, wrap it up into a nice, neat little ball, put a bow on it, and then one of Korra's allies from that becomes the antagonist for season 4.
Kuvira, yeah.
In Kuvira.
And all because of and it's all because of one of the coolest deaths in season 3, which is the Earth Queen getting suffocated by Zahir's airbending. That was also fucked up. That season had a lot of fucked up shit.
Fucked up shit.
Yeah, I'm like the coolest deaths. I'm like, yeah, I don't think you understand what that means. What that means. So yeah, I mean, the Earth Queen was killed, obviously, but the Earth Queen was fucking nuts anyway.
Yeah, and apparently she ate the former Earth King's bear, which that made me sad.
You didn't know the bear. How do you know the bear wasn't an asshole?
Was it a brown bear or a black bear? And the bear shit in the woods?
Just the running joke in season 2 was that it was just a bear and not like an animal hybrid or anything. So like that's what made it special.
Okay.
Was his name Yogi Bear?
Bosco.
Bosco Bear, like Dante Bosco Bear.
I think they want to. I don't think that's why they named him Bosco, but it could be. I don't know.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, but yeah,
Anyway.
It leads directly into season 4 with Kuvira restarting the Earth Empire.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was meant to be there to. You had the Airbenders that were wandering around. They were going around helping people here and there, but the Earth, she was all about the protecting and consolidating power to the Earth Empire and to herself.
And
Who was the character with the dad with the that's probably season 1.
did it? No,
The dad that built all the engines and stuff, the steampunk stuff.
that was Asami. That was her dad.
Yeah, okay.
Essentially, this world's Henry Ford.
Yes, exactly. What season was that?
That was season 1, but he does also come back in season 4.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And I do like how they still kept it mature with, like, Korra's not just all better after the events of season 3.
Yeah,
She's got to
actions have
deal with
consequences.
PTSD. She's got freaking PTSD, which...
I mean,
was
for
a
a
cool
children's
subject to
show, think
handle.
about that.
Yeah, like, that's some mature shit. You gotta
Yep.
handle it well, and I feel like they did. Let's see. Also, I like the... this is a more personal thing, but I like how they redesigned the Airbender outfits. Like, don't get me wrong, the original was great, but we just needed something
I mean,
new.
time changes, and
Yeah.
in the future, maybe the fabrics changed, and maybe they came up with the new stitching method.
Well,
I love the flying squirrels.
the flying squirrel.
yeah, that's basically the new thing, but I liked it. It was an interesting new look that incorporated airbending abilities, and I thought it was
I mean,
cool.
ultimately, it's a family show, so I thought it was kind of fun
Yeah.
that the reconciliation among the Airbend, Aang's family was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. I don't know what...
It's like family.
I don't know.
Let's go with gruesome deaths, folks.
Actually, there is something non-gruesome death related that I want to bring up for season 4, and it's the fact that Korra and Asami end up actually getting together at the end of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important because that's one of the first, if not the first, bits of
one of the first,
LGBT representation in kids media, which
Yeah.
it's paved the way for a lot more.
I'm glad
better
because
stuff
that
now.
lovers triangle in season 1 was just like,
Yeah, that reminds me. Zuko got shipped with everyone on his team on Team Avatar in the original. Korra dated everyone on hers.
Did she date everyone on her?
Yeah, she dated. She went on a date, I guess, with Bolin in season 1, and then she dated Mako for a bit, and then Asami at the end. So
There you
yeah,
go.
that covers it.
All right, that's fair. So overall, I enjoyed Legend of the Korra. I enjoyed all 4 seasons. Like I said, the first one, it was the world building. I think maybe dragged it, made it slow down for me. once I got through the first season, though, it got toward the middle to end part of it. It started to pick up the pace, and I was able to just keep on going and power through. And
4
enjoyed.
episodes a night is pretty good.
What's that?
I said 4 episodes a night is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they're half hour,
Yeah.
20 minutes. Spend an hour and a half, 2 hours watching a little Avatar each night.
And not to mention, the entire series is shorter than Avatar, so by like 8 episodes.
Yeah, there was some episodes of Avatar that could, like, they're filler.
The Great Divide. That one is easily the most hated episode by the fans.
The Great Divide. Which one is that?
I think you might have skipped that one. That was it was an episode where Team Avatar just had to escort these two like feuding tribes. Tribes across this very dangerous canyon, and they were like constantly saying bad things about each other due to bad history and stuff.
Oh,
and
I
it's resolved in the
this.
end by Aang making up a story that resolved everything. It was kind of dumb.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Secret Tunnel episode?
No. See, that was season 2.
Okay. Trying to find the Secret Tunnel song. Hang on a second here.
Secrets. I actually sung that earlier because, like, at my high school, there's like this little walking path that you won't really know what's there unless you go looking for it. And so when I saw it again, I just started singing "Secret Tunnel, Secret Tunnel."
Your dad's playing something.
I know you don't have headphones on, but we're trying to listen to it. Shh.
Just put the Secret Tunnel song on.
The mountains.
Is this real or a legend?
Oh, it's a real legend.
Is this real or a legend? It's a real legend.
Oh hey, I just remembered the last lyric. Dung and I.
From one another, a war divides them, and a mountain divides them apart.
If you turned on the app, you'd see it.
I know.
Yeah, I forget the next couple lines, but
I forget the next couple lines. But...
Secret Tunnel.
Secret
Tunnel.
secret tunnel.
Wonderful.
All right, and that's fine. And we're done.
Yeah.
That's the Secret Tunnel song, everybody. You can go and find it for yourself online. Just search Secret Tunnel song. You can watch the video.
Thankfully, there was no Shyamalan movie that we have to talk about for Legend of Korra.
Ah, come on.
No, I
What's wrong
actually
with it?
guessed 5 minutes in the ending to The Village.
Oh, the movie? I'm like...
You know what would be a great twist to one of his movies if there wasn't the twist?
Well, and that's the thing. I was disappointed because I figured out Unbreakable,
Yeah.
which
Which is
a
still
movie-
his best movie after Six Sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did always think Samuel L. Jackson was giving me villain vibes throughout that whole movie.
Yeah. I figured it out. I figured it out as soon as he put on the security guard. I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing now. That they're nemesis.
Well, you also have 38,000 comics.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
The hero's journey and is kind of like in your blood DNA.
Yeah.
Actually, The Last Airbender didn't really have any twists. Like, aside from the Blue Spirit, but let's be honest, if you saw the show,
Do
you
you know
saw
why
that coming.
Shyamalan actually made that movie? His kids.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't a Shyamalan twisty.
Right. And that's the thing. All of his movies, they take you down this path, and then all of a sudden, twist.
Yeah, he's good at taking you down the path.
Yeah.
But the problem is, now when you know there's a twist,
You're looking for the twist, and you're looking for the clues. That's what made the Sixth Sense so brilliant. Is
you didn't.
you did not see it coming. It's like it's one of the reasons, and I've talked about this before. Fight Club. The very first time I watched Fight Club, I'm sitting there through this movie going, "This is dumb. I fucking hate this. This is so fucking stupid. This is dumb. Why am I watching this?" And I get to the twist, and I go,
And nowadays
"This is brilliant."
And nowadays we have the happening where it's the trees.
Yes,
What?
that's right.
Yeah.
The happening with Shyamalan, he's right. The villain was the trees, the pollen.
Yeah, apparently there was this like weird pollen thing where the trees were making people commit suicide.
That's
I know, right?
Who keeps giving this guy money? Because there's this movie that's out,
Old.
old.
Yeah.
This is latest.
Well, and that's like, I remember even back in the day. Did you ever watch Entourage? Because I watched the hell out of Entourage.
You know what? That's one of those movies.
Series. It was a show.
Tell me to watch it, because my problem is, these guys are just like the typical Goombas. Like, I don't want to put up with these guys.
So what? Well, okay. So here's why I enjoyed it. My wife put it best. It's Sex in the City for guys.
I can see that.
It's the same kind of vibe. You got the one normal one, surrounded by all the different crazy, and even the normal one's got a little bit of crazy in him. Johnny Drama, as played by Kevin Dillon, that he is fucking hysterical. He is just so out there. And in the last couple of seasons, when they pair him up with Andrew Dice Clay,
oh boy,
playing himself. So the whole premise is Johnny Drama is the older brother of the famous movie star.
Okay.
But he went to Hollywood first, and he had minor, he just always did these little minor things. He had one breakout role, and then nothing for 20 years. And they're like, how, the whole...
And he's just coasting on this one role.
Well, no, he's trying to work, but now he's kind of riding his brother's coattails a little bit because his brother's becoming a huge star. You watch that show for three people. You watch it for Johnny Drama, because he's a moron, but he's a fucking funny moron.
I know who's the main character in that. He was in that movie with Melissa Joan Hart. Who are the actors?
So you've got Kevin
Dillon.
Kevin Dillon, who played Eric. Adrian Garnier.
Adrian Garnier is the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
So him and Melissa Joan Hart were in, like one of those high school, like she's next door, and like he's got a crush on her.
Sure.
Things. And he's a great actor. Like, and who does he play? Like an everyman? Or does he?
No, he's the movie star.
He's the movie star. Okay.
He is and so there's some things that are just brilliant about it. They get James Cameron to come into one of the seasons because before the whole superhero thing takes off, they're talking about Spider-Man, and they've got him starring in. They've got Adrian Garnier starring in James Cameron's Aquaman.
Oh, that's funny.
It's so much fun.
I used to love like Piven and PCU and all that stuff, but yeah,
you watch for Piven and his assistant Lloyd, and then you watch for it's fun.
These guys look fun.
Is it great TV? No, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it really is.
Okay, well, I'll give it a shot. I got an HBO Max. This is what I do with my day.
Kevin Connolly is Eric.
Kevin Connolly and Kevin Dillon.
Jeremy Piven, Perry Reeves, Adrian Garnier, Jerry Ferrera. Rex Lee is brilliant. Debbie Mazur's got a role in it. Beverly D'Angelo in later seasons. Scott Conn shows up in the last couple of seasons. Scott Conn playing a perfect Scott Conn role. Just so fucking sleazy. Such a sleazeball.
Hey, he was great in Gone in 60 Seconds.
He was gone in the Ocean's 11 movies.
Ocean's 11, 12, and
13. Hey, pal, I'm not your pal, friend. Don't call me friend, dude.
My favorite is he goes down to Mexico and he's got to make the loaded dice.
Oh, that was hysterical.
He ends up creating the strike.
What do they want? They want 30. How much do they need? 36,000. Okay, so 36,000 times 200 workers. No. 36,000 for all of them. What? Anyway, I've watched Entourage through a couple of times when I was traveling for work before the end times, before the dark times.
Yes.
It's like I'm in a movie, I'm in a hotel with. Oh well, I've got HBO. I've at least got HBO on demand. Hey, look, there's Entourage. I know I can watch that. So I just put on a couple of episodes to fall asleep to.
Yes, person raising their hands in an interruptive show format.
I just want to mention that there is one aspect of Legend of Korra that we have neglected to talk about by this point. And it is one of my favorite characters in the show, Ignat Blackstone Varric, the inventor from the Water Tribe.
Oh, yeah.
That dude.
Oh,
Honestly,
and yeah, he's, what is his,
Julie, do the thing.
yeah. What is the actor's name, though? God
I
bless
had it up a
America.
second ago.
It is...
Legend of Korra IMDb on my phone is being weird. It's only showing like
He's in all of the damn movies, the Christopher Guest movies. So
Oh.
Best in Show.
Oh, I know who this is. Is this John Michael Higgins?
Yes, John Michael Higgins.
John Michael
Yeah.
Higgins, who hosts a game show on Game Show Network
I
now.
saw that.
He's on our TV every freaking day because my fiance is on the couch watching this show.
Have you watched Schitt's Creek yet?
I love Schitt's Creek. We could do a whole show on Schitt's Creek.
I need to watch the rest of it.
It
because
is absolutely not only just funny, it is like the most heartwarming. It is the most tear-jerking.
I haven't gotten out of season 1 yet.
Oh, yeah. But, okay, so season 1 basically establishes the characters.
Okay.
So, and what amazes me is this. The fact that you got Eugene Levy on a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's the straight man.
Right.
Now, I'm
his
sure
kid.
you've seen SCTV, right?
Of course.
And did you ever like grow up with like obviously SNL and all that, but like did you ever, like he was in a movie with like John Candy, Armed and Dangerous?
Of course.
My mom and I used to watch that. It was like one of the few movies that we'd watch together, and I just see that I see.
Here, let's.
So what's the one with Robin Williams where he goes he's the fireman, he's the Return to Paradise, or you know what I'm talking about? Robin Williams owns an island.
Club Paradise.
Club Paradise. Eugene Levy's in that. He's got all these weird bit roles. So
Father of the Bride, he was in.
yep.
Let's see, what else we got here?
Go to his 80s oeuvre.
Oh, yeah. SCTV, of course.
Yep.
So after that, he was in Vacation. Had
Yep.
a small role there.
Yep.
The Last Polka, George Burns Comedy Week, Ray Bradbury Theater.
So you can see right here, his career hasn't taken off as much
No.
as a lot of the other people.
Father of the Bride 2, he was in Multiplicity. I remember him. And then 1996 rolled around, and that's when he starts working with Christopher Guest. That's Waiting for Guffman.
Yes. The Christopher Guest oeuvre. But the one role that you would know him for, you probably actually didn't even see it, so never mind.
That's it.
American Pie.
Nope.
He's not seen it yet.
You'll never look at an apple pie.
Nope, you will not.
Anyhow.
It's funny how I mention a character and you guys mention everything the actor is in except for the show we're talking about.
That's because you
But
mentioned
that's
the
what
show.
your
that you
show's
run.
talking about.
Right.
I mean, yeah, but like I don't want to. I wasn't planning on going into like the entire.
No
actor's
one's planning.
history.
That's the whole point. I'm gonna slap you, silly boy.
We're going to teach you how to have a conversation.
You
I
did
know,
it
but
already a few times tonight, and we were proud of you.
Yes, very, very proud. Stream of consciousness, man.
yeah, I know, but
That's
like
all.
this dude is like an integral part of the series, and like honestly, he is kind of what saved season 2 for me. Like,
Well, what's the so he's a water tribe. What?
He's the
He's
inventor.
an inventor, like an He's also kind of an industrialist, like.
Actually,
And he gives Kavira.
He invented movies in that show.
Yeah, and he gives Kavira the ability to take over the world.
With Spirit Vine
Uh-huh.
cannons.
I actually did
Yeah.
not know the Eugene Levy was a voice actor. I actually didn't.
We're talking about John Michael Higgins.
Oh, John Michael Higgins. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why Eugene? Sorry. John Michael. John Michael Higgins. Yes, he's probably got a huge voice acting
And-
IMDb
Well, he's got something huge.
And like I mentioned, okay, and like I mentioned, Varric has one of my favorite running jokes that I really wish I could use more often in real life. Julie, do the thing. It's essentially just whatever he says whenever.
Oh
he
yes,
wants
it's just
to do
yes,
something.
the repetitive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, do the thing. Yeah. Okay, so
So anyhow,
final thoughts on Legend of Korra, Joey?
I like the show. I can understand why other people wouldn't. So like,
I can't.
If-
It's a good show.
if you're watching and you haven't seen it, I'd say just give it a watch and form
I
your own
say
opinion
it's
on it.
one of the examples of good, complete character arc storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
Power through. Get through the slow points. It gets better.
Yep.
A lot of characters got good story arcs. Korra, freaking Bolin, but I don't think Mako ever got one. Like, did he?
Not really.
Yeah, no, he was just sort of there, especially in the later seasons.
Yeah, he was the comedy sidekick, is what he was there for.
He wasn't even supposed to be comedy, man. He was the straight man.
Yeah. Okay, so next week we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive into Daredevil. We'll talk about the TV show. I will definitely be talking about the comics.
We will mention the Ben Affleck movie.
No, we will absolutely be talking about the Ben Affleck movie. We will talk about the Batfleck movie.
I also would love to do a deep dive on the comparison of Daredevil and Batman.
Okay.
And how Ben Affleck actually has played both roles now.
Yeah, I was about to say,
but the character itself, I'm sorry, there is connections.
They're minor. They could. I mean, they're very different people. But
absolutely. Like, one's obviously Catholic guilt, and the other one isn't. But the other thing is, they're both people of the night.
Yeah.
They both use fear as an intimidation tactic.
Sure.
Yeah,
and I would say both are skilled in different forms of martial arts.
Sure.
Actually, yeah. In the comics, both were technically trained by assassins.
By master assassins, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, we will discuss that a little bit more in depth next week.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you triggered that, in an interview about the Daredevil movie back in the day, Kevin Smith actually talked about how he felt that he's like, Ben Affleck really wants to play Batman. I think he was channeling Batman into his Daredevil.
That makes sense.
And we will also mention the Electro movie in a single sentence next week.
Yeah, no.
Single? No.
Single
I
word.
can think of a few bad sentences.
No. All right, so thank you very much for joining us again tonight. We'll have the full crew back next week.
Mm-hmm. This is a short one.
It's an hour and a half.
I mean, yeah, but
this is what it should be.
Yeah, most nights.
I guess, yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. I'm Tony.
I'm Pasquale.
And I'm Joey.
You've had us monologuing. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Was that on his